Our brain is wired for negativity. That's okay. That's normal. But it does need a little updating if we want to live happier, healthier lives. In this video, I walk through 3 negative thought patterns you need to stop right now, and a few positive thought patterns you can begin to replace them with. As a stress physiologist and evolutionary biologist, it makes sense that our brain is wired for the negative. Our brains haven't evolved much since the days of our ancestors, who lived in a far more sparse, dangerous environment than we do today. As such, our brains are wired to protect us, to always be on the lookout for the dangerous, the negative things that might, get us killed. It's why snakes and spiders are always so high on the list of people's biggest fears, despite the fact that they represent a significantly lower threat to us today than they did for our ancestors.
I'm a snake.
Our brains haven't caught up to the fact that the real threats to us are cars and hamburgers. After all, the #1 cause of death, globally, is heart disease, not snakes. The result is that our brains stay fixated on thought patterns that keep us safe. But in reality, they're really preventing us from fully living in this modern environment. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and bell now to be notified every time I post a new video about how to lead and live a more authentic, fear-less life. Dr. Aaron Beck originally coined the term ANTS as an acronym for automatic negative thoughts. Nearly a century later, Dr. Daniel Amen has popularized this concept in his best-selling book, Change Your Brain, Change Your Body. He identifies 9 types, or species if you will, of ants. I've put some resources for these in the description of the video if you want to dig in deeper. But for today, I want to address 3 specific thoughts I'm fairly confident each and every one of us has thought. Ant number 1, you are a failure. Ouch. And exactly where does that get us? Sitting in the corner cross-armed feeling sorry for ourselves, I suppose? Ants don't have any actionable course forward. But remember, they are there with good intentions. I like to start by thanking my brain for trying to protect me. Thanks, brain. I know you're just looking out for me, but just because things didn't work out this time like I expected them to, does not make me a failure. I'm just not ready yet. The reframe on I'm a failure is simply that I'm not ready yet. What's the next thing I need to do in order to prepare myself for the next attempt? Too often we get caught up in thinking others are judging us for our attempts rather than measuring the partial successes and learnings that we have actually achieved along the way. My guess is if you really thought about it, you'd recognize that your biggest failures were also accompanied by your biggest opportunities for growth and discovery and learning. Ant number 2. The second ant that I hear often in my own head is, you are not worthy. You're not enough. Ooh. I actually haven't met a single person who doesn't seem to have this ant on replay in their own heads, which makes me really sad because it means that no one has actually turned back to ask that ant, for whom? For whom am I not worthy enough? For a parent, a teacher, a sibling, a spouse? What if you didn't have to prove yourself? What if you could just show up and get it right, rather than having to be right all the time? Isn't that what life is all about? And if everyone is so worried about being enough, that just means we're all suffering the same affliction. So yeah, you're enough. Exactly as you are, right here, right now. After all, if we are all constantly rejecting ourselves, we can't expect others to accept us. So start with the realization that you are already enough, and know your brain is only trying to protect you from social rejection. The good news again is that in today's modern world, social rejection, or getting kicked out of the tribe, only means you get to find a better tribe. It doesn't spell death like our ancient brain believes that it does. What ant do you hear most often in your own mind? Let us know in the comments below, and let's see if we can find a way to reframe it into a thought that's a little more useful and helpful to you. Automatic negative thought number 3. I should have exercised today. I shouldn't have eaten all that food. We really could should ourselves to death. When we use words like should and ought to, we're creating this shame-based statement, which are aimed at our core. Humans don't do well under constant criticism. So why would you allow yourself to talk to yourself like that? try talking to yourself instead like you might talk to your very best friend, by reminding yourself the great thing about why you should do that thing. Like, I feel great when I go for runs. I respect my body by eating what feels good. Remove the guilt and shame from those automatic negative thoughts. They aren't helping anyone. If you could use more help in crushing your ants and replacing them with more useful thoughts, I'd love to help you move into a more confident, authentic space to live more, fear less. Reach out to me at info@rebeccaheiss.com and let's schedule a call to talk. Just no charge. I just want to see how I can help you to become your most powerful, authentic self. Thanks for watching. If you're enjoying this content, I suspect that you are hungry for more solutions to the problems like automatic negative thoughts and imposter syndrome and bad habits and stress. So check out a few of my other videos here. And while you're at it, please do me the favor of subscribing and liking and sharing the videos so that more people like you can find them and benefit. Until next time, live more, fear less.